Okay, now let's go to, hope you really understand bamboozled. Now let's go to, how about ending a class, right? Ending a class with an assessment. How can it be not boring? Can it be not boring? Why not put everything in one place? Okay, now I have here suggestions for that, making summative tests or long quizzes online. We have, I suggest here, Google site as the new test paper, so you can copy the link here, and of course Google form as the new answer sheet. Actually, you can put all the questions through Google form and make a quiz there and use it as a team, or as an answer sheet and a questionnaire at the same time. Students can click there, but as math teacher, you will be challenged, especially in when questions involves equations. You have to really put some pictures there. It'll be difficult for you. So I decided, and that's what I'm using. That's what I'm doing. That's my strategy. That's my style. If you wish to follow me, then it will be great to use Google site as the newspaper. Take note of the site, and of course Google form as the new answer sheet. Now I will be showing to you how I do this. This is an example of my work. This one. So this is a Google site published. Okay, so I made this as the test paper where all the questions are enumerated or arranged there together with the Google form, which I embed at that part of the Google site I've made. And yes, alongside we have here the Google form as the answer sheet, Google site as the questionnaire, or I mean the test paper. Okay, now how did I do this? Of course, all you need to have are two online applications now, the Google site and the Google form. Where can we find it? Use the links I've shown to you earlier, and I have said that you have to take note of that. Now, let's have the Google site first. Let's just explore the features. Okay, it always depends on your flexibility and your creativity on how you come up with this kind of project or kind of instructional material. You can, I believe that you can do better than this. I know. Now, let me show to you the features of Google Sites. Okay, that's it. Once you click the blank there, the blank site, you will be having this one. Now everything, all that you can see here are from this one. Whatever you wanted to put here, you just click it here. Okay, so let's just have an example. For example, this I want to have this text, add text, or this page would be entitled quiz number 2. Title should enter. It works like a word software, control no wait control E, you can have it here, only that you cannot do the shortcuts for word. You cannot control E for center. It works with the buttons here. You have to work with the buttons here. So here, let's say pasALAMath, for example. This is the title of the quiz, so you can drag and make it here as a title, as a heading, subheading, or small text. You can change the font style as to your word. Let's say this one. And then you can resize that to 48, for example. And you can bold, you can italize, you can underline, you can change the color, say red. You can even embed a link there, like when you try to click pasALAMath, you will be directed into some web pages if you wish, but we'll not do that because we'll just use Google site as the new test paper. And here you can add, I'll just say you add all the test items, let's say, and that's it. You can change this one, the styles, to this. You can even add an image. You can upload. You can select from the gallery. Yeah, for example, this one. Just select that one, and yeah, that's it. Okay, now if you want to have to put images, just click this one, upload, or select from the gallery. If you want to have some drive here, it's okay. Now I want you to show, you can now type the test items quickly. I just want you to show how to embed the Google form like what I've made here in this part. Okay, now this is the Google form I made, but we will be exploring Google form here. For example, let's have this blank, but you can always have prepared Google forms. Assessment, blank quiz, exit ticket, worksheet, but I always want to start with the blank one, new, always start new. So let's say this is your quiz number 2. You can add description there, pasALAMath, and you can this would be the answer sheet, right? So we'll just make this as an answer sheet. So we'll have answer sheet, answer, sheet. Okay, but you can have all the things here. You can make Google form as your questionnaire, at the same time the answer sheet, and you can have different types of questions here. You can have a short paragraph for identification. You can have paragraphs for enumeration or essay form. You can have multiple choice, check boxes for drop box or drop down. You can upload the file if you wish to see the solution of the student's handwritten. You can have a linear scale for, rating scales and other types of this one. Now, we will not be doing that because I just want to show you this output. How did we come up with this answer sheet, and how did we do this whole thing, the embedding? Now, let's say this is the answer sheet, and we'll be using the multiple grid choice, where column 1 will be letter A, space for letter A, for letter B, for letter C, and for letter D, or letter D, or letter E if you wish. And you have row 1, so every row should indicate number. So this is for number 1, question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, 4, 5, 6. We have how many questions? 7. Let's try 9. 8 and 9. Okay. Now how are we going to make this as a quiz? This is now how it looks like, but you have to make this required, so each row will, so all items will not be will be answered, and no single item will be left unanswered. And we'll make this as a quiz. So you'll go to the settings, make this as a quiz, and immediately after the submission, you release the grades. Or it's up to you if you release it later after the manual review, it's okay. And this is when you click this make a quiz, it's already the default that missed questions can be seen, and of course the correct answers and the point values. And let's see here, you collect email address, of course, and you always send the copy of their answer. You always send so that students can have a copy of their answer. And if for validation of the answers in the near future, or for assessing how students learn, you'll have, or you both have the copy. Okay, you allow response editing? No, because this is a quiz. You don't allow them. Once submitted, it's submitted. Okay, and you restrict this if the university has their official accounts for students, then you restrict so that only students in the university can answer the question, especially in your class, and you limit to one response only. Okay. In the presentation, you show the progress bar. What is the progress bar? You can shuffle the question, but we will not do this here. We will not shuffle the question because it's already fixed here. Okay, it's already fixed here, and this is the progress bar that I'm saying, the green one. Let's go back there, and the confirmation, you can edit this. You can say you already done, or you are already done. You are already done with your quiz number 2. Just add smiley and save. Okay, and that's it. You don't have to go here for defaults. You don't have, okay, you can collect by default, but you already do that here, so it's already set. Now, every time students submitted their answers, you will see their responses here. Okay, now how to check, how to make this, answer sheet should correct or should check students' answer immediately, and students, so you can release the grades immediately or scores immediately. So you'll do the answer key, you'll click the answer key, and let's say for number 1 the correct answer is letter A, for number 2 the correct answer is letter C, for the number 3 the correct answer is letter D. Is it possible to have 2 answers? Yes, is it possible, but of course this is a quiz, a multiple quiz, so one answer is correct. Let's say for the B, let's say that's the answer, and each question corresponds to 1 point, so you have to set that for 1 point. It's up to you, but it usually works with 1 point. So let's put everything 1 for the points for each question, and then we already have the answer key, and then done. And that's it. Your Google form or your answer sheet for this quiz number 2 pasALAMath is already set. Now, how do we embed this one here? How are we going to embed that one? Let's go back here. Let's click send, and let's click this icon. This is for the embedding icon, and you copy that one. You copy. Once copied, you go back to your Google site. Like for example, let's assume that you have already enumerated and encoded all the test items there. You have to embed the questionnaire. Okay, uh, let's let's edit this one. How can we? Oh, we cannot. Oh yeah, that's one. Okay, because we will be putting the embedded. Okay, now we already copied the embedded code from your Google form as your answer sheet. Now let's embed this to your Google site. So you go by URL, but we do not we copied the ones embedded, so you'll go here, embed code, and then you just paste the code and then click next. So this would be the Google form already, and you click insert. Okay, now that's already the Google form, and you can put it here side by side. You have the Google form, you have the Google form, and you have the test items here. Like for example, let's have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 questions. Okay, these are 9 questions. For example, these are 9 questions, and this is your answer sheet. You can actually adjust this one. You can adjust that one so it fits the that's it. Okay, now once you're done with this Google site as your test paper and Google form as the answer sheet side by side, you can now publish this one. Once you publish, you just add, like for example, what do you want for this one? The name of the link, the web address would be about quiz number 2. No, too short. Quiz, that's one. Number, no, 2. Like for example, so this is already your, this will be your link. This, when you publish this and you copy this one, this would be the link that you will send to your students so they can answer the question immediately. Okay, but we will not publish it. And how can we see this one? How are we going to test if this is already, if the layout is already good? You can be creative there. So let's see here. This is how it looks like when students, which is not creative as what it's not good for, it's not formal, you know, but this is just to show you how. Oh, and you can actually preview that from your phone. This is how it looks when it goes to phone. The questions are above, and the answer sheet is below the question. So I guess this is hard for students who are using mobile phone, but it's beneficial to teachers because it will check immediately the answers of the students. Or if students use tablets, so this is how it looks in tablet in a computer. That's just an example. That's it. And this is, for example, the final product I've done. So you see, let's try answering this one. One with the Google form. Let's say, what's the answer? Let's say I'll answer all yes. A. Answer all A here. I'll submit it using my email, and that's it. Once you already submitted, your score will, you can view your score immediately, and that's it. I got how many points? 1 out of 9. One out of 9. And the correct answers for the questions I missed are this. Okay? So that's an example. And yes, that's it. Hope you already know how to create a new test paper and a new answer sheet. What I want to tell you, or what trick I want to do, is that this is a creative one because you can actually put your image here. For example, I'm gonna put my image there. This one. Oh, open that one, and I'll add caption here. I want to add a caption here like, hey, to not cheat. How cheat? I'm looking at you. I'm watching you. Watching you. Or we can have, hey, is the test hard? Ask me if there are questions unclear. So you can do that, and of course that would be a great help for students. So you see, that's how creative new technologies today. And yeah, so that's an example of, again, Google Form as the new answer sheet and Google Site as the new test paper. It's creative. Could it be not boring? Yes, it could not be, because, you know, test papers, the traditional test papers are just printed in black and white. Now, you can actually put graphs that are colored there. Not unless you intend to put black and white, or the graphs literally have colors black and white. But yes, you can be creative. Students will not be bored to have those types of test papers and that answer sheets, and it will actually excite them that, you know, answers or grades are already released immediately. They will get nervous but happy, enjoying. Okay, now let's have the additional, the additional online app for students. This is Symbolab. Yeah, Symbolab for online calculators. Teachers and soon to be teachers, especially in math, please help the students and the stigma about math that buries students in schools. We don't want students hate studying, okay? We don't want that. And we don't want students hate studying because of math. Let's help them. And we know that in these virtual classes, students answer their assignments using any applications, online applications. Why not provide them one that is appropriate to be used? Considering the situation, let us just help and guide them. Anyway, there are still other ways, I guess, to assess whether they know how to solve the problem or not. Right? Now, Symbolab for, yes, this is what I'm using, and this actually saves me from calculus, but not in linear algebra and abstract algebra, because Symbolab is a calculator that has built-in solving processes. built-in processes. Like here, this is a good calculator because it covers almost all topics in mathematics, including physics, chemistry, and other conversions. We have pre-algebra, algebra, pre-calculus, calculus, functions, matrices and vectors, geometry, trigonometry, statistics, physics, chemistry, finance, and conversions. And this is how it looks. We have here the tools. Okay? Like for example, we want to know the square root of 144. Very easy. Just click go and ta-da! The answers are already here. It's a step-by-step calculator giving you the simple, if we have the pen and paper, we'll simply answer square root of 144 is equal to 12. But here, it gives you the explanation. You factor this one. The factor the number 144 into 12 squared. And we have the rule, apply the radical rule, square root of a squared equals a, where a is equal or greater than 0. So we have the square root of 12 squared equals 12. That's it. Very easy. Very friendly. Student friendly. And yeah, students will never be afraid of math equations anymore because we have here some equations for calculus and other functions. Yeah. But not with matrices, because I tried the matrices here for Gauss-Jordan elimination, I guess, and it doesn't work with the theorems. The theorem says that you only have to diagonalize, do it when when the first row is 0 and the other rows are 1. You can simply interchange those rows. But here, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, the matrices or the built-in formula for this one, it automatically interchanges the first row and the second row, no matter what kind of matrix is given. It does not thoroughly checks the matrix, so you better have to to recheck these answers with the theorems provided by your teacher, or how the teacher solves the problem or the lesson to you. But for simple things like this, you can automatically use this one, like 1 plus 1, enter, and it goes with this. And it has a number line here showing that from 1 plus 1 you go 2, but it's actually from 0 going to 1 and going to 2, so that's why 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2, and that's it. No more explanation. You can actually log in and choose a language here, kind of language, and the dark mode. This is the original view of the Symbolab, but I want this because it's more good. It's good to the eyes in dark mode. Okay, so hope it's not that difficult. Just go to this what do you call this link. I forgot. Just go to this link, copy this link, go to that, and solve all math problems. We are here to guide you, not to give you burden, and not to bury you in high school or elementary or college. Math is easy. Math is fun. Not fan. Fun. Math is fun. Promise. I enjoy mathematics. So let's end here. Hope you understand about the bamboozle as for motivational activities. Yeah, Google Sites for, or as the new test paper, and Google Form as the new answer sheet, and Symbolab for online calculators. Do not be afraid of math anymore. Are you helped by this? Yeah, before we end. Are you helped by this talk or tutorial? Indicate your full name and share your insights. Send it to my email at ctobola@usa.edu.ph. Thank you very much for listening and for giving your time to me and for inviting me. Thank you very much again. And hashtag usakagugma. That's it for courage, upgrade teaching, and learning. Goodbye. Thank you.